Free Reiki Friday with Norma Kea. How are we doing today? Grab a water, grab a tea, grab a seat, take a couple deep breaths. We really want to try to tap into this Reiki energy, right? It's free Reiki, why not? How are we doing? How are we doing with this new moon Virgo energy? Are you feeling a bit unsettled? Is the outside, what's going on outside of you, not matching how you're feeling inside? Are there things that are just, things that you wish to change, right? So, I channeled some messages, and one of the first feelings that came up was an upset stomach. And then there was this energy that came up from my stomach and came out to the throat, and it was like right there on the tip of my chin, and it said, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, right? Like, there are some debates and there's some stuff going on that you are really headstrong about. Like, you are not wanting to sway at all. Like, you are ready to cut hairs in half to make your point. Like, you're ready to prove your point. But I feel like, the reason why we're here is to love. So whoever you are that is in this debate and you feel so strongly about your side of it, just make sure that you approach it with love. Make sure that you approach it with an open energy, not so cutthroat, splitting hairs, right? Like that, more open, more grace, more love, and more understanding when you bring your approach across, right? With the Virgo moon, there's a lot of stillness that needs to happen, because I have been seeing a lot in my Reiki practices, these volcanoes. And what does volcanoes mean in the spiritual world? It's new beginnings. It's like an eruption of new beginnings. So think about the volcano and how, like, things get hot, pressure, and then there's a point where it has to explode, right? So then it comes down and it creates a whole new surface, a whole new foundation, right? A whole new beginning. And what was under it is under it. That's the past, and it will never come back up, right? Like, this is new beginning, know nothing about it. Like, there's no digging up the past. None of that bullshit, right? So you need stillness in order for this to happen, for the volcano to erupt, to create that new beginning. You have to have some stillness in this, otherwise you could come across as very aggressive, very aggravated, very, all those pissant things, right? The way people act that don't attract people, right? The way people act that make you want to stay away from someone. And you just see the look on their face and you're like, oh, I ain't messing with that. I'm going over here, right? So powerful, your inner force. Okay, so this is another message. I was going right into it. When I was visualizing, I could feel like there's a knife on the left side in between your shoulder blade and your spine. And literally, I felt you pushing the knife out with your inner strength. Like, you weren't like, getting up, and I'm thinking like, slapping someone, whoever did the knife, and put it in your back. You're not doing that. What you're doing is your own inner force. You're pushing that knife out. So, like, that was very powerful to witness. So whoever had to go through some crap and felt like, they got stabbed in the back and betrayed, I'm sorry, but things happen for a reason. They're not meant to be, on your path, either at this time or for that purpose. Just do what you got to do to heal yourself and move on, right? So what we want to do is talk about the 2 cards, and then we're going to go into a bit of a Reiki meditation, right? So the healing card I got was take time each day to meditate, right? So it's about the stillness. A few minutes each morning spent in silence, focus on your purpose. Deep breathing will clear the clutter from your mind and energize you for another day here in the now age. A time in which it seems everything must be done now. Oh, that one right there. As a business owner, everything needs to be done yesterday, right? Or now. It really resonates, being a parent, everything needs to be done now. So in the abundance deck, I like to call it, it says, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Now that embraces healing altogether, but Reiki and meditation, right? My faith in myself and healing myself, right, has the power to turn my trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. I just felt I need to say that again, right? So out of the chakra deck, the card that came out, the chakra and meditation, was throat chakra. And I feel like this is perfect because if you've got an upset stomach and you're trying to like split hairs with somebody, you're going to need to be precise with your words, right? So how do you do that? Well, you focus on your throat chakra. So in this one, this is the throat chakra, and this is the pose we're gonna do, right? So you're gonna cross your legs. Let's see if maybe I can turn this. Right, yeah. Okay, so focus on the vibration of your throat chakra and the sound E. Chant the sound silently or audibly 3 times. Sit with your legs crossed comfortably at the ankles, spine extended, and shoulders away from the ears. So not like this, away from the ears. So like imagine someone pulling your spine up, right? Like, okay. So with your eyes closed, focus on the middle of your brow. Rest the back of the hands on the knees and hold your arms with the elbows bent, extended fingers and thumbs touching, index fingers and thumbs touching. Silently or audibly chant the following words. Focus on the energy moving from the base of the spine to the crown. So the words are Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Take a big deep breath. Sa, Ta, Ma, Na. Sa, Ta, Ma, Na. Whatever rhythm comes to you. This is going to balance all of your chakras yourself. So you don't need to go to a Reiki practitioner unless you want to, right? It opens all of the channels of creativity, starts clearing your aura, promotes grounding and a sense of profound physical connection to the earth and universe. Keep breathing, keep being still, the rhythm that follows to you. It calms and clears the mind, and it slows the respiration and your heart rate, right? So this time, I'm going to breathe in. Sa. Ta. Na. arms get tired, you can bring them down to your knees so that you can relax your biceps and triceps. I know mine have been working all week. Take a couple deep breaths. Try to hold at the top of the breath. Really expand up in the heart and the throat chakra, right? So bring the breath in deep into the throat, into the chest, into the traps, hold it at the top. Imagine that breath swirling around in your throat chakra, in your heart chakra, coming down, swirling around. Imagine it just opening up all of those channels of energy. All the creativity that you have to offer, it's opening up so that you can shine that light onto other people, onto the ones that you love, onto the people that we're supposed to embark our light upon. Take a big deep breath. If you feel like saying it again, say sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. There is no right or wrong with meditation and this spiritual journey. Do what's meant and what feels right for you. So if you need to take your time with each breath, do so. Just gonna send some clearing energy. I'm feeling a little dragon's blood to purify some energies that are going on in a few of you. Okay, keep breathing, keep focusing on the breath and the sa, the ta, the na, and the ma. Sa is infinity. Ta is life. Na is death. And ma is rebirth. So the infinite cycle of life. The infinite cycles of communication. The infinite cycles of relationships. The infinite cycles of birth, of rebirth, of realignment. The infinite cycles of karma. The infinite life, death, and birth of all cycles. I'm gonna grab a few stones to help calibrate some of your energies. Grounding and abundance. Stay with your breath. Stay still. If you're still here, sending more energy, sending more healing, releasing the blocks with abundance. Amplifying. Grounding. I'm going to pick up some rhodonite and some rose quartz, right? Beautiful, feminine heart chakra energy to really help not abruptly cut off, but more like dissolve. Miss Willow, my Reiki teacher, actually introduced this to me my last session with her, and I really love it. I'm adapting that principle because, you know, cutting cords and the grief that comes behind it can be rough, right? And of course it can be done, but why not try to dissolve it first with love, with communication, right? Make sure that we are accountable for our role that we played before playing that role of, oh, I'm detaching, when it's not healthy to detach yourself before you have upheld your end of the bargain, meaning you have held accountable the part that you played in that particular situation, right? If that resonated with you, please let me know. Wow, that was a beautiful clearing. So think about how you can dissolve the communication with either, you know, love or education on the topic, right? How you can uphold your accountability. Think about that, like, wholeheartedly, honestly. Do you need to send an apology out to somebody? You know, even if they're not ready to receive it, that doesn't mean that, you know, your heart wasn't there and you didn't try, right? That's all you can do. You can't make someone receive your messages. You can't make someone receive your messages. That right there is personally making me like emotions come up. So let's clear some of that. Like, what is going on? Like, okay, let's get the big selenite out. Let's get the big selenite out. Let's clear that. All right. So who is it that you need to be calling up and apologizing, or sending a message to, or sending a letter to? Or if they're past and you just need to be like, that hit home. Sorry, Papa. So, let's take a few minutes to ground our feet, to think about how we can make right the situation that came up. How can we communicate? How can we make our feelings and our intuitions known? Right? How can we do the work so that our karma or our energy can be cleared of that situation, so that we can move on, so that it's not stored in our emotions and in our physical body, right? How can you do that? I want you to write it down. And if you have no idea, have you ever heard of scrying? Scry. Grab a pen and a piece of paper and just doodle until something comes out. Don't judge it. Just doodle and write everything that comes out. And then try to figure out, you know, what is of this nonsense. And I bet you, I guarantee you, it's not nonsense. It's beautiful answers, right? So, I want you to take a couple deep breaths as we continue to root and ground, continue to ground your energy and center again. The word sovereign and the eagle, but the eagle is never wingspanned out. The eagle is always like this. I have been seeing for a while. Sovereign. Of course, when you're sovereign, you're not easily manipulated. You can't be gaslighted. Narcissists can't control you because you know who you are and you know your rights and you know and you trust yourself to stand still in those, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Just saying. All right. Know who you are, root and ground, and knowing that you are powerful, knowing that you can heal yourself, knowing that you can turn trauma into healing, and you can turn the growth and learn, and you can turn and transmute anything that you need, right? When all you need has always been within you, right? So I hope you enjoyed this free Reiki Friday. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Virgo moon this September 15th. I hope that you sit down and write your manifestations. Virgo is very powerful at getting shit done. You want to get some stuff done? If you've never sat down and wrote down your goals before, do it now. If you have, do it again, right? There's no, I've done it just 3 times, and today's the full moon, not even tonight, right? And then I meditated last night. I meditated first thing this morning, and we just did a small meditation for our Reiki. Meditate, find your stillness, find your happy place, find your answers, right? Okay, so we do have a networking event tonight at the Holly by the Sea Rec Center from 6 to 10. We'll be doing free chair massages and get to know us. Me and Miss Kayla will be representing Navarre Healing Arts. So if you've got questions, Miss Marisol from Dazzling Inc. is hosting the event, and we are just a sponsor in it, and we are so honored to be there and be a part of it. So keep an eye out. You'll see us you'll see clips. We'll take pictures. You know, it's a up class event, so we're gonna be all dressy, right? And and just representing the business and talking about all the wonderful things that we know and that we share with our community already. So if you've got questions and want to speak to us one-on-one, you want to RSVP for that event. So thank you. Have an abundant weekend. Have an abundant Virgo moon. Have an abundant September. Have an abundant harvest with this new fall season. Many blessings to you and your family.